Hello, welcome back. Hope you have already installed the Power Automate desktop and we can start learning the Power Automate desktop, the pad. Before you build your first automation in Power Automate desktop, you must understand the interface. The quick tour, what we are going to do now, will save you hours of confusion later. So let us take a super simple walkthrough of the pad interface, and trust me, don't skip this if you are new to Power Automate. If you already know the Power Automate interface, you can very much skip it. Let us jump directly to see how the interface looks like and what we can do with that. Okay, now let us see how we can start the Power Automate. So we can either open your start button and search for Power Automate desktop, or if you already installed a shortcut for it, you can use this and you can open it. So the first time when you open, if you have not already logged in, it will show you your login screen where you can log in by pressing the sign in button. And if your profile is already remembered by Microsoft, it will show you the profile with which you need to log in. Otherwise, you can go for your Microsoft account and you can log in through that. Now, once you open it, the first thing what you will be seeing is your home screen, where there are so many useful things which you are not supposed to miss it. The first thing is your facility to look at a tour. So you can use the start tour to go through and understand much better about this particular interface. And in addition to that, it has also provided a tutorial section where you will see a lot of tutorials related to the Power Automate. And I recommend that it is one of the very useful link which you should utilize. And if you want to learn more, it has also provided some sample flows which you can really utilize to see how you can open Excel or how you can use the web automation. There are so many things which are provided which you should utilize. Okay. The next thing what we are going to do is going through the next window called the console window. The console window is where you will see all your existing flows, and if you want, you can run these flows or edit the flow, or you can change the properties of the flow. And similarly, you can also copy this flow and create a new one. You can rename it, and above all, you can also create a desktop shortcut, so that if I am pressing this desktop shortcut, if I go over here, you will find a shortcut over here, and if you click it, your flow can be run. Now let us see the designer screen. So for that, let me create a new flow so that you can have a fresh look of how the designer looks like. And once you create a new flow, it will ask you for a flow name. I recommend that you always provide a meaningful, lengthy name so that you understand the purpose of that flow when you are looking at it again. So we are going to create this as a hello world demo flow. And the next is related to the Power Effects enabled or not, which we will see later. For now, we are not going to enable the Power Effects. Okay. So this is the designer window, and it has three major sections. The left hand section is called an action, where you will find a lot of group of actions from which you can choose any action you want, and you can drag it to your main screen. You can start building your flow. The first thing what we are going to do is to create a simple hello world flow, where we are just going to display a message called hello world. Let's see it practically how it works. So I am going to open a message box action. So inside the message box, you see you can display a message, you can display input dialog. There are so many things which you will see later. Our intention is just going to say display message. So what all we are going to do is drag this particular action and bring it to your main window like this. So then I am going to give something like this. Hello learners. And the message to display is hello world. I am choosing the message box icon as an information, and I am going to give two buttons called OK and cancel. This is just to show you the next thing, that is called a variable. And the default button is the first button, and I press save. That's it. This is what all I'm going to do. Once I created this particular display message, if you have noticed, it has created something called a variable, and this variable is called a button pressed. And now if you look at the right hand side, there is a section called variables, where all the variables it has produced are displayed over here. And now our flow is not going to do anything else but just going to display hello world. And if I run this particular flow, it is going to show you something called hello world. And if I press OK, if you actually look at this particular variable, the button pressed variable has a value called OK. So that's it. So with this particular fundamental, what we are going to do is we are going to create the flows and learn how to automate your day-to-day work. So now to make it little more interesting, let us play with some more actions. Don't get yourself confused with this. This is only to show you how we can work, but we can learn it one by one. So we said every time a new action is created, it produces a variable. And not only that, you can create a variable of your own. So for example, what I'm going to do is I'm going to initialize a new variable. So for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to search for variable. And if I go through this variable list, there is something called set variable. So one thing I'm going to do is it is coming with the name called new var, which I don't like because I need a name which is very meaningful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change it as my variable. You just click on it and it will allow you to edit. And I'm going to give a value for it as 1. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase the value 3 times by running a simple loop. A loop is something which repeats for the number of times which you decide. To implement a loop, what I'm going to do is I'm going to search for an action group called loop. So here I have loop, and I'm going to use this particular action called loop. Once I dragged and dropped the loop action, it has few variables or few parameters to define. So what is to start from? I'm starting from 1, and I say that I want to repeat this loop 3 times. So I'm going to create the n2 as 3, and I want to repeat it 1 by 1. So I want to increment it 1 by 1. So I'm going to say 1. And as usual, it has created a new variable called loop index. This name also I am going to change as my loop index. Okay. Inside that, what I am going to do is I am going to increment the value of my variable by 5 every time the loop is repeating. So for that, I am going back again to the variable section, and you have an action called increase variable which I am using, and now I have to increase the value of a variable which I have already defined called my variable. So what I am going to do is I am going to utilize that variable itself by pressing this button, and I select my variable. Now my variable is selected, and our plan is to increase by 5 in every loop. So I simply say I want to increase it by 5. So what it is going to do, first time the value of the variable is 1, and in the first loop it is going to increase it by 5, so it is going to become 6. The next another round, another 5, ultimately it is going to give you a result of 16. Now let us see whether it is producing the value 16. So for that, let us create one more message. So you can search for it like this. So instead of going through one by one, and I select this message boxes, and I drag and drop an action called display message. Okay, my variable value. Okay, here we are going to say, instead of showing only the value, we are going to say with some meaningful text, the value of my variable after the loop is, okay, I made a text like this. Now I need to show the value of the my variable in the current format. So I'm going back again, and I'm simply selecting my variables. Okay, now I save. So this is a simple loop. Now let us see how it works. Now if I press run, first it displays a hello world. That is because that is the first action we have. Then it has set the variable, and it has run 3 times, and now it is displaying the value as 16. So easy, right? So this is how we will utilize the designer view to drag and drop actions, configure it, and utilize the variables to manipulate things, and we will build the flows. Don't worry, we will learn step by step. So we will start with very simple use case which is very useful for you, and then we will go to moderate, high and complex activities. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video, where we will be learning another simple thing.